Hello, everyone, and welcome to the live stream. I hope you can all hear us very well. I have a special guest tonight. We have All Shorts, another YouTuber.
Hello there.
Hope you're very well. Let me see. I have a problem with the chat. It doesn't seem to be appearing on my screen. Let me try and refresh. Now it should be working. Okay.
That'd be helpful.
Okay, yes, we have hello on the screen. So I want to say, just before we start, I want to say a big hello to everyone who's on the stream. We have Richard Prosser, great to see you, Richard. Hope you're well. We have Anonymous, great to see you, Anonymous. We have Killer, great to have you on, Killer, moderating once again. We have the Sauerkraut, Mayin. We have, great to see you. We have FSM is the dog, great to see you. CGM, great to have you on once again. We have Dano, great to see you, Dano. Glasgow Kids, great to have you on, moderating, great to see you. Hope you're well. We have Gene T, great to see you. We also have, we're up to 122 viewers already. That's fantastic. I'm not going to be able to read out everyone's name because we'd be here all night. So I'll just go down pretty quick.
Do you need a hand?
Pineapple Boy, great to see you. If there's somebody there you know, All Shorts, you can say hello to them. I don't know if you can see this.
I can see him.
Okay.
I've got that.
You have it on?
I've gone high or it's just lots of people.
Yeah, there's a lot of people on. We have a super chat from Valerio. Thank you so much, Valerio. Hi, Max.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
Conference 2 days ago. Thank you so much for that. I'm glad you enjoyed it, and thanks for your question with when I was on with Phil. So, would you like to introduce yourself? Give us a bit of detail about yourself, All Shorts. What you do on the channel, how you came to that. What you'd like to do in the future?
Oh, I suppose what I'd like to do in the future to schedule my videos. So Glasgow Kiss keep telling me that might be a start. But I don't know what I like. I just want to improve, really, sort of progress. If you look at some of my earlier videos, don't do that. I know they're pretty ramshackle to say the least. But I think I'm learning and I'm evolving with it. But how do I get into this? Well, I don't know if you know, but I live in France and I've been living here for about 10 years and moved over with the missus and a couple of kids, got rid of them and basically renovated the house. And it's an old French farmhouse and it's lovely. But then come Brexit. Oh my God, the referendum, the build up to the referendum and people, and that guy in his shed, what's his name there, Cameron? That's playing with his tools. He's And then we sort of get a bit involved in it, and then we just have an argument, people, after again about Brexit. And then you sort of take on a bit of politics, get a bit interested in it. Because I was not I was saying to Max earlier, I wasn't interested in politics at all my life. Working with my hands, then building work and maintenance. Several guys worked for us and what have you. And we used to just literally go around for the council and bend stuff. I wasn't interested in politics at all. I wasn't interested whether it was Labour or as Conservatives or whatever. And it's only really now that obviously it's because it's affecting our lives directly. I know it affected our lives before, but now, we've really got into it and sort of learning all the time, really. And whatever I learn, I just try and spread it all over the internet.
You're doing a great job. I love the videos. It's really it's a very light approach to very serious topics, I think. So guys, tonight we're going to thanks. We really appreciate your super chats. What we're going to do is we're going to split them between two charities. All Shorts, would you like to tell us a little bit about the charity that you'd like us to support?
Yeah, I don't know if you're aware of it, but there's a legal firm called the Good Law Project, and basically they take the government to court, and they've been doing quite well recently. But it is a not-for-profit legal service thingy-majiggy, and basically they do what other people can't because there's no one else doing it. It's but they need money, and anything like that costs a lot of money. So anything that can obviously help and sort of take these toe rags to account, Yeah,
because Parliament isn't doing much of a job at the moment, so
no, it's useless, isn't it? And the Speaker of the House, he's a waste of space.
Yes. Don't get me started on that. And also, I'm supporting a charity called the Irish Seal Rescue. It's an organisation in Dublin, and I was part of it when I was living in Dublin in the past. I supported them as well.
Are you a boating man?
No, well, they rescue seals that, because in Ireland there are seals, in Italy we can't find any, but there are some seals that follow the boats, but some of them get injured. Some of the mothers abandon their pups and they struggle. So there's a very, very good organization that rescue them, nurse them back to health, and then release them back into the sea. And if you live in Dublin, you can actually go. I don't know with COVID at the moment, but sometimes you can go and watch a release, and it's a beautiful thing. So do consider supporting also these charities directly, because with super chats, unfortunately, YouTube steal part of the money. Sorry, take part of the money. But we will try to answer. We'll try and answer as many of your questions on the super chats as well. So I want to say. Thanks to Valerie, thanks for that. Brian, thank you so much for that, Brian. Brian says, sorry, all shorts, but Italy has better wine than France.
Ooh, I'm drinking beer today.
We also, Conservator, thank you so much for that. Great charity, All Shorts, good law project, definitely very good. And they're really holding Boris Johnson to account. And I remember they were doing it also back during when Parliament was being prorogued as well. They were putting pressure on Boris Johnson. Monkey Trunk, thank you so much for that super chat as well. CGM, thank you so much for that super chat. Very greatly appreciated. So, also, so let's start off, of course, with the elephant in the room, Brexit. Can you when the vote came in, what were you doing? What were you doing when the vote came in? Were you sitting on the toilet?
No, we kind of were hoping, was in bed at that time, because obviously the timing was a bit off. And I stayed up as late as I could, eventually went to bed. And then we kind of, woke up just before the vote. And I could have sobbed, I tell you. That was just absolutely horrendous. It's just so idiotic. It just makes no sense whatsoever. And I know this is after the fact, but if anyone even bothered to read any of the preparedness notices sort of published by the EU, in May of 2 years ago now? Well, last year, was it? Yeah, before. And you have a little bit of an indication of what it actually meant.
Yes.
It's just absolute madness. And how anyone can actually still think this is a good idea, they're off their blooming rocker.
Although I think the number of people who still believe it's a good idea is getting smaller and smaller.
Yeah, that is.
They're getting more and more desperate. Julie, thank you so much for that super chat as well.
Especially the fishermen.
Although this is something I don't understand, and I raised it on the. You
got to go about Farage, don't you?
Yeah, about Farage, like Farage. Which is it, Farage or Farage?
No, Faggage.
Fag end. So, how come the fishermen are not angry with him? This is something I don't understand. He has been. It's not like he appeared 5 years ago and said something on the pier and then disappeared after that. Now, he's been pumping this thing since the beginning, and right up, even after Brexit, he was continually pushing, yes, we need a clean break Brexit, a no deal Brexit. And then the fishermen are thrown under a boat, and they're not angry with him. They're angry with the EU. They're angry with a little bit with Boris Johnson, but with Farage, no. Why is that not? Why is that the case?
You've got to admit guilt, haven't you? You've got to admit your own guilt. And he was the one who was there. He was the one jumping on the old boats and what have you with that old wench. And I don't know if I've got a soundbite for that.
Keeper.
He was having the pints and shaking their hands and stuff like that. Boris wasn't to be seen half the time, was he? He'd go around in his little red bus. And, yeah.
I endorsed a promise on the side of a bus, but it was a lie.
But yeah, it's. I don't think there will ever be an answer. I think they've got to admit the guilt themselves. They've got to come true with themselves. Really, they know they've made a mistake, but they don't want to tell anyone. They've got to accept it. They've got to own it, haven't they?
Yeah. Outside Views is saying that Farage is going against China now, so he's already moved on from Brexit. He's.
I thought he's planting trees.
Yeah, so he's become a tree hugger. No money involved, of course.
Oh no, definitely not. No crowdfunding there. He's an honest sort of guy, isn't he? He's a man of the people and all that.
How do you think it's possible that somebody like that was able to convince so many people?
I don't know, because he's like a little rat, isn't he? I don't know, his whole persona and everything about him. I don't know how people can relate to him.
Because they say he's
I don't
charismatic,
get it.
but I don't think I don't
No.
find him charismatic at all.
Oh, he's just.
I find him a snake oil says. I find him slimy.
I need a soundbite for that. Ooh. Ooh, actually.
I don't want this stunted slime in my sight again.
Very good.
Sorry.
So when you're living in France at the moment, how do you meet French people who ask you about Brexit? Why did the British vote for it? How do you respond to that?
Well, where we are in France. We're in very much a rural area, and the local language is like patois, and it's a lot of the people around here they're not interested. They really they understand what it's about, but they don't care. It don't affect me. It's a bit like I was saying earlier about me and doing the old building game, what have you. It didn't really pay much attention to what was going on around me, as long as I could put a roof over my head and feed the kids and what have you, and maybe the wife. And it's just they're really not that interested. I've had conversations with ladies on the road here, Violet, and she doesn't really understand. She don't understand why people voted for it. But also, this isn't like a Marie Le Pen area where we are, all the farmers and stuff like that. They go around with their shotguns, and they go, "Hail Pen," and all that. It's just.
Well, can I ask you about that? So Macron is not doing very well at the moment. I don't know whether it's in regard to polls, but from what we hear, sorry.
If he gets on top of the vaccines, he's already saying he wants to get 2.3 million vaccines a week, or 23, or something like 2.3 million vaccines a week. He thinks he can do now, because they've opened up factories here now as well, for manufacturing the vaccines. It's also actually he's just given a load to India vaccines, so hope to help them over there, because obviously it's a bit of a shit show over there, isn't it? But I think you could pull it around. The thing about Macron is he is a bit of a wordsmith, and he can act. When you saw him when they had their little, match, their what do they call it?
The debate.
Their debate. That's the word. So when they had their debate and what have you, he wrapped her around his little finger. He really did, and it's she doesn't perform it well like that. She's a Farage, isn't she? And
she's
also,
good. She's good in front of a crowd, but not in a debate. Would you say that?
Yeah. A bit like when you try to debate with Brexiters, they don't have the answers, and then they just clam up on you or give you one-liners like sovereignty or something stupid like that.
Taking back control.
More, it's our fish. I'm not gonna.
They're now British fish, and they're better and happier fish for it.
Artemis, great to see you on the stream. Just read some more, Steve, more of your comments. The Italians don't care about Brexit. Spanish don't care about Brexit. Portugal doesn't care about Brexit. So I think this is something that is quite interesting. How we were expecting, like the Brexiteers were saying, they need us more than we need them. And as soon as Brexit happened, the French vineyards, no. Why? Oh, I have a problem with my screen for some reason. My camera froze. Okay, can you still hear me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you perfectly.
Okay, no, it's I think it's a problem with Zoom. Oh, why did I use this tool? Okay, I look a bit weird there. Okay, maybe it'll come back in a moment.
It's just your look.
Yeah,
that's how we all see you.
Okay. Hopefully it doesn't crash. What was I saying? I've lost my train of thought. Yeah, no, it was about So they were saying that the French wine producers would put pressure on Macron to get a good deal with the UK. The German car industry, of course, would put pressure on Merkel to get a good deal with the UK. But in reality, the industries don't really care about Brexit. The Europeans have moved on from it in a sense.
They're just looking. They're going to look for new markets. That's all. Just like United Kingdom, they're all going to the Pacific, aren't they?
To Australia.
Big ships burning bunker fuel, polluting the atmosphere.
Oh my God, what's wrong?
It's very. This is very distracting. I think I'm talking to a dead person.
John Major. Asma says, "At least you're not naked like the Canadian MP." Yes. This is
when
never
we're doing the sound check. When we were doing the sound check, guys, he was wearing his mankini, and he doesn't trim.
Oh, terrible. But it sounds. The sound is okay. Macron will probably surrender. Somebody says Macron will probably surrender. Max does a Jeff. Max does a Jeff Taylor. Are you familiar with Jeff Taylor?
So say that again.
Are you familiar with Jeff Taylor?
Oh God, am I familiar with Jeff Taylor? I've actually subscribed to him. Should I admit that?
No, that's okay. I think I've subscribed to him too, just to follow the madness. Too much info.
It's bizarre. He's kind of you just kind of have to stare at him while his little mouth moves.
Yes, I'm doing an impression, I seem, of Jeff Taylor at the moment. We have a question here. Why did the English citizens vote for Boris Johnson, the biggest clown liar? Why do you think people continue to support? Because support for the Conservatives has not dropped significantly since 2019, even in the last number of months. Why do you think that's the case?
I hate to say it, but if you think that his fan base are those that I was talking to you about earlier, when everyone's work and what have you, we'd be having our tea break and what have you, and there'd be 13, 14 of us sitting in the back of a trailer yapping about stuff in the middle of a job. And they'll be there with the Sun, the Daily Express, the Mirror, various different papers, just discussing stuff. There'll be nothing. There was no sense in it, but they always went for the fancy haircuts and all that sort. It's just a fluff. It's just kind of that mentality that we just feel that they can relate to. They can relate to someone like Boris Johnson making mistakes and acting like a fool because that's what they do.
Anonymous says, Max, thank you very much, Anonymous. Max, what are you really doing while we can't see your face? I'm trying on a mankini. That's what I'm doing. It's only still just like Jeff Taylor. Do you follow politics in France?
Yeah, a little bit. Not a huge amount. But Marie Le Pen, she seems to have changed her stance now as well. Whereas before she's like, "That's it, we've got to leave, Brexit and all that. We've got to leave the European Union." Well, now she's talking about just reform. Obviously, all that great stuff that's happening in the United Kingdom at the moment regarding Brexit is setting an example, isn't it? It's just who really would want to put themselves in that position, and also how much does it cost? When you've already got a horrendous deficit and debt, do you really want to keep borrowing more money just so you could leave the European Union? It doesn't make any sense. Is it 200 billion so far? It's just crazy.
I know there's a movement in France to leave the European Union, Frexit.
Yeah.
But how do they look? How do they look at what's going on and claim, we should follow that?
Support for that it's diminishing fast. You're going to get it in like this area. They all think the European Union is evil, and it's pretty much the same kind of rhetoric we heard from Farage and what have you. But on the whole, I don't feel it's not getting a footing. The thing is, the population in these areas is low. The rural areas in France are all spread out, and all the farmers all sleep with each other. And
I think we have a problem with Zoom, guys. You can probably hear me. Let me try and restart Zoom. Apologies for this. It's not my fault. Let me try and kill the process. And and restart. Apologies, I have no idea why that is going on. I don't recommend Zoom. Please bear with me.
I'm alone.
Oh no.
Where is he? Max is frozen. What is it? I'm on 4G here. That's all.
I
Everyone
don't.
else's connections are really unreliable. It's like whose?
I'm not
Graham
sure.
whose? Use your camera on.
No, I have my camera on, but for some reason it's. Why do these things happen? I can see you, but it still says my computer is not responding.
Oh dear.
The software is not responding. Oh my god! I feel like Graham here. Graham always has technical problems.
I'm supposed to be the newbie here. I'm supposed to have like technical problems.
Let me try stopping the process again. My god, who made this software? I try again.
Place in hell looks like for those who promoted Brexit without even a sketch of a plan how to carry it safely.
Oh, it's still not working.
You know what it's all about, don't you?
You know what I'll do? I'll try and do it through Discord. I'll jump into Discord and try. This is not working. Oh my god. Patience, people. We have some technical difficulties. Let me see. Ah. Okay, this has been a disaster tonight. I'm just waiting for all shorts. All shorts. If you're following the stream, I sent you an invite on Discord, so you should be able to see it. Apologies, everyone. What an evening, yes. So I just want to say thank you to everyone for their super chats. Lee, thank you so much for that super chat. We also have Chris. Thank you so much, Chris. We have FSM is the dog. Thank you so much for that. Very kind of you. We also have Brian. Thank you so much for that. I'm trying to contact. All shorts. All shorts, if you can hear me. Let me try and contact him. Max, we can't see you. Oh, apologies. I want a refund. What's? I have no idea what's wrong with this tonight. And my camera's not working now. Oh my goodness. Brexit, the dark future is coming. Oh my god, okay. Thank you, Conservator. Yes, you deserve a refund for that. Let me see what the hell is going on. I'll just do an intermission. Okay, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Let me see if I can turn on my camera. I'm having some problems with the camera for some reason. Your image is frozen for some reason.
Oh, I don't know. I'm moving, but
Just a moment.
bum 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 bum.
Okay, you can see me now.
I can see you now.
Okay. Oh, my goodness. Okay.
Was that fun? What was that all about? Did you break it?
Okay, now we got it going, I think. Okay, apologies everyone. Let's see if they can see us. Guys, can you see us? Max, you are hacked by Jeff Taylor.
And his curtain.
Don't flush the toilet. Think Max was made... Max laptop was made in Britain. Hopefully they can see us. The chat is a little bit slow, so... Wait, here both see you fine. Okay.
We're back.
Wow. So
Well, that was exciting.
So I'm going to give her.
I'm
going to do a review immediately of Zoom and give it 1 star. Okay, because it's absolute crap. Okay, I think there was a problem. There was a conflict with my webcam or something. Okay. Well, let's continue.
Where were we?
We're up to 280 viewers. So guys, smash that like button. I want to say thanks to everyone who sent a super chat. Okay, let's move on. I wanted to talk about or if you do. Well, I was going to ask you about the Union. So, the United Kingdom. What do you think is going to happen? So, do you think Scotland is going to become independent? What's your opinions on that? Would it be the best thing? Would it be the worst thing?
Well, as far as Scotland's concerned, if that's what the Scottish people want, that's what they should have, isn't it? But do I think it's going to happen? I think Boris Johnson's going to dig his heels in as best that he can, even if Nicola Sturgeon gets majority. I think he's going to do everything he can to stop it from happening until he gets pushed in a corner by international law.
Would you support independence in Scotland?
Yeah, of course I would. Yeah, if that's what the people want, that's fair enough, isn't it? You know, they got their independence from the European Union, didn't they? So why the hell? I'm not talking about Scotland, obviously. I'm talking about Brexiters. But yeah, I don't see why they shouldn't. Whether it's a good thing for Scotland, I can't say. But I think my personal feeling is that you adapt. the UK is going to have to adapt to it. It's going to take 50 years, but well,
as Jacob Rees-Mogg would be. Surely you have a sound file for that. Dano, thank you so much for that super
The
chat.
overwhelming opportunity for Brexit is over the next 50 years.
I don't want to ask your age, but will you be enjoying it 50 years from now?
No, I'll be a bit wrinkly. Probably dead in the box.
No. Anonymous, thank you so much. Thanks. I think Max needs a technical lesson from Jennifer Akuri. Maybe, yes.
First, you got to do a bit of,
of bunny hugging.
Yeah, you do a bit of
that. So what do you think about Dominic Cummings? So Dominic Cummings seems to be sticking the knife in at the moment, no?
Is he? He's denying it, isn't he? He said, no, it wasn't me. I think it probably was. It's either got to be him or go, isn't it?
I would say it was probably him.
Yeah, I would say so, definitely. I don't think there's any doubt there. That he ain't very happy the fact that, Princess Nutnuts, got rid of him, didn't she?
Mm.
Had a bit of a fallout, and don't like me anymore, and I sold off. And Boris Johnson knew where his bread and butter. I was going to say something else, but better not.
No, you can say what you like here.
But yeah, well, the Good Law Project, they're actually looking into him as well, aren't they? Into Dominic Cummings.
Yes, I find it interesting. He said that Boris Johnson was Boris Johnson's government at the moment is damaging the integrity of the UK, or the integrity of government. He said this, and he said exactly. So how he can come around and say that Boris Johnson is damaging the UK is beyond me.
You know what, they've done that. That's because they're all...
I'm a hypocrite.
Let me see some of the comments. Your pirate filter is on. My pirate filter. England wants its independence, whatever cost. Says Verti. They can take our freedom, but they cannot take our football. So, what was your opinion? Do you follow football?
I don't follow football at all. Oh, I know they got that Super League thing, and that kind of got disbanded somewhat. But no, I don't follow football at all. It's one of the things I've never really been interested in football. It's probably why I had no friends.
Can I see what it says on your T-shirt?
Well, of course.
Very nice. I like it. So what's your opinion of all of this flag shagging that's going on in Britain?
It's a bit horny, isn't it? It's blooming ludicrous, and let's be honest. And now Starmer's doing the same thing. It all started with blooming
Like you'll go person, woman, man, camera, TV.
Caressing his flag, and and they all had to go, didn't they? And then Boris Johnson decided, I want the same room as them for their press meetings. Yeah, and actually, have they stopped using it now?
Well, officially they've stopped using it, but they said that they're going to use it for political for non-presidential style briefings.
It's not what they're going to use it for. They've already decorated number 11 flat, and there's no room for the cinema, and that's just perfect.
Dr. Johan, thank you so much for that super chat. Dr. Johan says, bunny hugging in Italian is bunga bunga.
Bunga bunga! That's like the Teenage Mutant Turtles.
No, bunga. Bunga bunga with Berlusconi.
Yeah.
So the bunga bunga parties. Let me see. We're stronger together. Yes. I mean that with the European Union, definitely.
Yeah, and the United Kingdom stronger together. But if the Scotland's going to be treated like shit, which they are in Parliament, Prime Minister's questions in Blackford is just literally just shout it down all the time. Really, never answers the question. He just sit, in Blackford, he sits there, doesn't he?
I was just
doing all this.
No, I uploaded a video today about this, and I thought, what the politicians, I don't know, the SNP or the Labour Party, that when it comes to their point, when they say like, okay, thank you, Mr. Speaker, for, they should just say, I'm not actually going to ask a question today because it's pointless.
Yeah.
And just leave it at that.
Yeah.
And then what would Boris Johnson respond with? You're running away or something.
Yeah.
But it's pointless.
You're not taking care of the interests of your constituents or something like that.
Yeah, but wouldn't people realize that it's absolutely pointless? Like the issue I raised today was I uploaded the video yesterday, but it dropped today. It was remember the S&P was asking a question about UBI. So it wasn't about independence.
You said it. You said it.
Triggered. So, well, just before we get to that, so I just want to say, somebody brought up the issue of UBI, unrelated to Scotland, unrelated to independence, unrelated to the SNP, and of course Boris went, great that you're bringing up about the United Kingdom. Such hypocritical language because your party wants to destroy the UK. And he was like, okay, but my question was about UBI. Why are you doing this?
It's the same rhetoric. When he doesn't have an answer, he just has a rhetoric that he just literally, I'll do, and just spills a load of rubbish off. It's just like pre-recorded, isn't it?
But like, what's the point of that?
There's none whatsoever.
And
it fills a gap. It takes time.
But I understand that the speaker can't tell Boris, none of you told a lie or something. But at least that has to change. But at least say something like, sorry, Prime Minister, would you like to go again? Would you like to have another go? Because you didn't actually answer the question. Couldn't you not do something like that?
Well, he did draw me the coals, didn't regard and call them the Nationalist Party. But then Boris Johnson just carried on doing it. And
yes. He's like, oh, sorry.
You know? Yeah, it's just ridiculous. It's just it's painful to watch, to be honest. Whereas before I was just every day, whenever it was on, promised questions, or even Parliament, how boring that was. It would have it going on in the workshop. It'd be doing my woodwork and what have you, making a set of windows for somebody, and I'd be having that on in the workshop, listening to it. But now it's just painful.
You'll end up causing yourself an injury if you keep listening to it while you're hammering. So about UBI, what's your opinion on UBI?
Well, let me think about this. No, I bet not. No, should I? No. Free money, I suppose. That's fine. It's great if you're working, but it's not. Would it be enough to support somebody if they're not working? It'd have to be at the very least. It's going to have to match income support, isn't it?
Yeah.
But there again, if it's only that, it's never going to work, is it? I can't see it.
For example, in France, what would be if we were to introduce a UBI? What would you see as a reasonable amount of money for people?
That's got to be at least 1,000 a month, at least. Yeah, maybe 1,200 to 1,500 euros. Otherwise, there's no point. But I still think it needs to be vetted, though. There must be a way of actually doing that. Why would you give it to someone like Jacob Rees-Mogg?
No, I understand that, but the problem is that as soon as you start to vet, then you have a bureaucracy behind that,
and then you have a cost,
and then you have a cost, and then people will have to justify, and other people will say, oh well, I'm justified, but that other person has a Lamborghini or whatever, and I think it creates too many problems. I understand the problems people have with saying, look, why are we giving Jacob Rees-Mogg or Boris Johnson?
Hey, someone's Norfolk. Mate, Norfolk.
Hey.
Sorry.
Job Seekers Poo Slinger. I love the name. Poo Slinger says Job Seekers is £250 a month.
Oh my god, that's ludicrous.
How is somebody supposed to survive on £250 a month?
Well, it's like the pensions, isn't it? The average pension here in France for a pensioner is around 400 to 500 a month. What is it in England?
I have no idea.
Not a month, so a week.
400
and 500 a week. Sorry, I got months in my brain.
Glasgow Kiss says it's no longer UBI if it's vetted. Yes, so it can. I understand the disagreement people would have with, or the requirement people would have with having it vetted, but it sort of it defeats.
Is it actually that difficult to do? Because everyone has to do a self-assessment every year. So wouldn't it be,
but the problem with having it vetted would be, for example, if somebody was in employment and then they lost their job, they'd have to go to the process of asking for it, and then once they got a job, they would have to get off.
Everybody. I mean anyone who goes over certain thresholds. So if you've got to do your yearly, maybe it puts you like a gold standard sort of income, and then you don't get it, but automatic. Jake Rees-Mogg, he loves all this tech, don't he? Like the imaginary kind of lorries.
Checking lorries on
stuff, they're driving along.
For somebody from the 1800s, it's strange how he's so up to date on technology. We have Mark Wilkie says his mum gets £700 a month. I don't know if that's pounds or euros. The same as job seekers allowance. You're not meant to survive on it, says Mega Hairy Bum. I love that name. I love that name.
Oh, dear.
Why not means test? So why not means test the NHS then? Somebody says.
Means test the NHS. How would that work?
Well, so yeah, in the sense that if you have lots of money.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I get you. Yeah, as a user.
As a user. I normally earn less than £1,000 a month, and I'm getting by no problem. I think, Cavan lad, I think it depends on where you are. Of course, if you're living in the centre of Paris, €1,000 a month is probably not going to go very far. But if you're living out in the middle of the countryside, €1,000 a month would probably go some way. Of course, it depends on your situation.
The other thing is people have income support. When they lose a job, they had certain sort of level of lifestyle, and all of a sudden that rug's been pulled out from underneath them. They've still got mortgages to pay or rent or whatever. They've still got 10 kids they've got to feed. It's never going to cover it, is it? In fact, actually, that's not quite right, is it? You have more kids to get more money. No, actually, they're capped it now, aren't they?
I think in the UK they capped it at 2.
Capped it, yeah, 2.
So,
6 kids I have. That's why we had them.
Glasgow Kiss says, thanks for that super chat, Glasgow. UBI is trickle up economics, not the mess that is trickle down. Yeah, so people are not familiar. Trickle down economics was something introduced, I think, during the Reagan administration and under Thatcher. The idea we give lots of money to the rich people, and then the rich people spend it in the local economy, but they don't. They hoard it. They stick it in the bank.
They stick it in asset holding companies that they've actually started again last year behind the scenes, and they ring fence them,
or they invest. They stick it in an offshore bank account, so it actually goes out of the country. So it is definitely not.
Well, that's you saying that. All about that Lex Greensill. He's been buying up land in the United Kingdom, like Billio, and putting it in asset holding companies. So your investment increases in value. Remember, he's from overseas. He's Australian, isn't he? So his investment is increasing in an asset holding company, and he hasn't got to pay any tax on the growth of that investment. Whereas if you are a UK citizen and you want to buy a bit of land and you chuck it in an asset holding company, you've got to pay tax on it. But they've ring fenced it, so anyone from abroad can hide their money.
But as the Daily Mail says, what about the immigrants in their dinghies?
Yeah, there is that to it as well.
Minnie, thank you so much for that. Wow, thank you so much for that super chat, Minnie. UBI for SEALs and other charity. Yes. I'm a real advocate for UBI because I think we need, for many reasons, for example, as technology is replacing a lot of work, and I said it on the stream before, when I was a kid growing up, my parents would say to me, try and get a job in the bank because it's a job for life. Now you look, I don't know about where you are, but around here, we used to have 3 banks in this little town. Now we have 1, and it's open for about 4 hours a day or something like that because everything has moved online.
We've got a similar situation. You've got a lot like the AXAs and banks here. They're pretty much just open in the afternoons by appointment in a lot of cases. But we just bank with the post office now because there's one in every village.
For now.
For now. I have to admit, though, the French are very particular about those sort of things. They've still got the butcher baker and a candlestick maker. You know, they do like all their local little stalls and stuff.
This is the same here, yes.
Well, you look what's happening in the United Kingdom. The Tesco's have got the pharmacies and everything. You know, buy a holiday, what have you, in the Tesco's and insurance and everything is in that one store. You ain't got to go anywhere else. You know, but in France, they don't. That's not allowed. It's illegal. You can't go into a supermarket and buy paracetamol, for instance. You have to go to the pharmacy. And there's ways of controlling and keeping all these little industries afloat. You know, okay, relatively small businesses, they can have pharmacies pretty amazing, to be honest. We're only in a small little town here, and it's got with mechanised stuff. They type it and it all comes out on these conveyors and stuff, then going these worthy shoots and stuff into a bag. They give it to you. And that's the thing about France, they're all hypochondriacs. Everyone going on about, you got the health, a bit like probably the same as you got in Italy, but we have to pay 1/3 of the, 2/3 to pay, because we've got I'll show you, but it's in my car. We've got our carte vitale, which gives us 2/3 cover, but then you have a mutual insurance to pay the extra third. You think the fact that you got to pay like certain amount of money every month for this mutual insurance and what have you, but God, they'd certainly love to use it. And you go into the pharmacy and you come out with like shopping bags full. Only had a sniffle.
How is Amazon affecting these small industries? Is it affecting?
It's gig economy. It's very much. They're terrible, to be honest. And I'm a cold, but I'm always buying stuff from Amazon because I can't get it around here. You know, what choices have you really got? I absolutely hate Amazon, but you know, if you want an old cable or something stupid, and especially with lockdown, you can't. At the moment, we're not allowed out more than 10 kilometres at the moment. Yeah, as a crow flies from our home. So we can't exactly go in there to pick anything up. So what do? You just order it online if you need something, whether it be a cable for your phone or, you know, a sex toy for the missus. You know, it's whatever. Isn't it?
Or yourself.
What is it about Amazon, though? I just wish they put these things in decent boxes. You get this thing coming.
Yes. A box this size, and it's something like...
sticking at the end. It's embarrassing, it is. Don't laugh at your gift wrap, whatever you do. You'll be there forever trying to peel that lot off. God.
Remember, guys, smash that like button. We're 315 viewers tonight. Remember also to check out All Shorts channel. It's really good. I got the mods to post a link in the chat. Let me see. I'll read some more of the comments. This is Sugar Free. Sugar Free said, "I lived in France. I've never seen such massive stashes of medicines in people's homes."
You wouldn't believe it, I tell you. It's just crazy. Our cabinet's just full of stuff. I don't know what it is. We're going to research the names, what they are.
Amazon is not close to UBI. No, we're getting off the topic of UBI. Let me see. Dyson sucks. So what do you think about the situation with Dyson, Boris Johnson and Dyson?
I keep having these little bit risque kind of titles into my video, and they take absolutely ages to
check. Yeah.
And that last one I just put that on about 3:00 this afternoon, and I literally went live at 8. Just because I put on about, you know, Boris Johnson, you know, is bunny hugger. Or hugs bunny or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it is, but obviously the algorithm wasn't that keen.
How does he get away with this? How does he get away with acting like the buffoon? Do you think he really is like that, or do you think it's all just a show?
I think it's part and part. I think he is a little bit like that, because that blubbering he does, you know, it's not a stutter, is it? It's just a blubbering, and he's kind of it's almost a cover. So, you know, for that blubbering and what have you as well. It's just, I don't know, he's just come. I actually don't know, to be honest. He's bizarre, isn't he? It's like, why do people love him? Because they do. They actually, about 3 months ago, one of my cousins put something on Facebook. So, oh, well done, Boris, love you. And then everybody's piling in with all their little call. Oh, yeah, great. I thought, what the hell is going on? Unfriend. You're gone. Delete. I wish I could.
Yeah.
Is that possible?
But I remember there was a video. I think I did it during one of the streams where they were like saying, he's doing his best. He's doing all he can. Yeah, 150,000, 100, whatever it was at the time, dead, and
he's not presidential, is he? Let's be honest. Like a North Trump, was he? He's like presidential, was he?
We have a super chat from Scott's Dog. It's and welcome to great to have you on the stream again, Scott's Dog. I'm sorry, all shorts is wrong. It's wrong, and not as if you were Kim Il Jong. Although you hate football, don't think YouTube football. If only you wore trousers long. Thank you so much for that. I'm always terrible at reading these poems out.
Very good.
Aaron says why he gets away. Ask yourself why people call him Boris and not Mr. Johnson. He's just He's just a naughty relative. I'm actually guilty of that because I call him Boris. I don't call him Johnson.
I do that as well. But it's Alexander Boris de Pfeffel Johnson. What's a blowjob will do, isn't it?
Boris is a distraction. Watch out for who's pulling the strings. Yeah, that could be a point. He'd be gone. I think he'd be gone sometime in the near future. He's a
strange figurehead, isn't he? He is a bit of a puppet. He's the figurehead of the Conservative Party. He's got so much pressure from around him. I think, and the Brexit lot, and just constantly, just obviously hammering from the back scenes and taking from behind. I don't think he's really. He doesn't know what he's doing from one minute to the next, does he? To be honest, he blumbers along. Like for instance, do you see him in the climate summit yesterday?
I just saw the clip where he talks about bunny hugging.
Yeah,
of bunny hugging.
That thing, yeah, I remember that. But it's the whole thing. It didn't make any sense, to be honest. And when you know what his policies are, people must be. Everyone knows what he's done or doing. One minute's gone on about saving the planet, and then next minute he's ordering warheads.
Yes.
And sending whopping great ships to the Pacific and various other stupid things, and not giving any funding for. Well, he cut all the funding, didn't he, for wind subsidies and all that sort of stuff.
And overseas aid as well. Yeah.
And overseas, that's terrible.
We need a kipper.
Kipper.
Yeah. Or
Kipper.
But also doesn't do details. Yeah, that's right. I think what he does, he just says, let's do this, and then they're like, I think it was Phil from A Different Bias who was talking about how, because he went to Eton teaches the students that everything is possible if you believe in it enough, or if you force it enough. But Boris wants not to do the work. He just wants others to do the work. So he believes it can be achieved if you encourage people enough to do it. So we could get Brexit done. It's not, people say, no, you can't. No, we just need to believe in it enough, and then it will work. I think that's his approach to pretty much everything.
It doesn't work, though, does it?
No,
life doesn't work like that.
And I think that's why. Yeah, and I think that's why when it came to getting the deal, they were like, the European Union probably said to him, look, you need a number of years if you want to have a comprehensive deal. And he was like, no, we need to do it in just a couple of months. They're like, what? Okay, then you have to agree to everything.
Well, that's just politics, isn't it? He just needed to, feed the masses with it. Look what I've done. I got your deal. Everyone told you it wasn't possible, and I got you that deal. There's amazing deals. I've been reading all that. Obviously, it was a bit warm, but it's actually raw.
Yes.
But it's like Cameron as well, isn't it? He doesn't know what it is to lose until now. But he's just all his life he's been fed this mantra that you're a winner, you're a winner, you're a winner, you're a winner. And you just don't understand what it is to lose something. You know, the layman, you know, guys like you and I, we've all lost something in our lives. You know, whether it be money or whatever, girlfriends. But it's just these people. They just live on a different planet. They've just got lost. They've got no sense of reality. They can't relate to the common man at all, and woman.
I think it's like what Graham Hughes brought up a number of times, is that these people were born into privilege. So even if they do fail, Daddy comes along and bails them out. If they, you know, if things go wrong, well, their parents or whoever can come along and say, look, we'll give you a job in our, you know, our company. We'll make you a non-executive director or whatever in this company, so that, you know, you'll never, even if you fail, you don't really fail. Somebody will pick you up. Well, the ordinary Joe doesn't have this, and they can't, as you said, they can't relate to that.
No,
sorry, go on.
Sorry. For myself, you know, bringing the kids up and what have you, you know, having 6 children. Karen had 4 in my previous marriage, and we got 2 together, and it just clothing them in that era. It's different now, because obviously you get all this rubbish clothing from them in Primark and Asda and places like that, where they're polluting all the rivers in Yamuna in India. But you got then you would go to what was it? One of the wool. So it was Ladybird code. Everything was so expensive clothes-wise for the children. I mean, really struggled just to clothe our kids well, and obviously you got to feed them and that as well. You know, okay, we had a large family, but you didn't have the benefits of, you know, so we needed a 7-seater car. What do we do? I had to get 4-wheel drive because there wasn't anything else. We could squeeze those extra seats in the back. It's a different. They can't relate to that kind of thing. And I feel that I've actually had a relatively good life. You know, it hasn't been about money. It doesn't have to be about money. It has to be about a lifestyle, a quality of life, doesn't it? You know, going on the park and flying a kite with the kids and that sort of stuff. You know, just general bit of fun, really, having a laugh. And when times are hard, you just laugh it off and get on with it.
No, I agree. There is this idea.
Sorry for them, to be honest. Money's not everything, is it?
No. That's why you need to support the charities tonight. Crash Dummy has a super chat. Thanks very much, Crash Dummy. We need to zoom in on the Discord call. Yes, what do you think about the Commons versus Johnson brawl? I think it's well, we'll see how it develops, but I think it's Dominic Cummings getting his revenge on Boris Johnson. If I posted a video, it'll drop tomorrow morning, but it's about I don't know if you guys had seen the Cummins blog post, where at the end of the blog post he basically says, you know, the country is going to shit, and why would he say that? Is because he's no longer part of it. So it's like the person who, you know, who's on the football team was laid off, the team loses, and they say, "Oh, see, they lost because I wasn't there." And I think that's Cummins' approach to this. He wants to get back in. He wants to be top dog again.
Well, I think Boris Johnson ought to be careful because, you know, Cummins is the strategist. Boris Johnson is just a haircut.
You
know,
a very bad one.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like alpaca poos have been sprinkled on top of the head. Yeah. But no, I think it's playing. You know, like I tell you what, when I was my business and what have you, we'd have plumbers, bricklayers, and electricians and stuff like that. And you're only as good as the people you got working for you. And it's the same in politics. You're only good as the people you surround yourself with. And for all his ills, Dominic Cummins was a very clever bloke. Boris Johnson, he might have gift of the gab, but when he gets cornered, he doesn't have the answers. Like when Ed Miliband held him to account when Starmer was off because he had the virus, or his girlfriend, no, his daughter didn't have the virus or something like that. Yeah, and Ed Miliband had him squirming in his little chair, didn't he? He didn't have an answer when he was asking come up to answer the question. No.
Do I have to?
Like that, you know. He was too busy.
Of bunny hugging.
Yeah. What happened to Ed? Just think about the bunny rabbits.
But as you said, yeah. So Cummins surrounds himself with people he can trust, and he surrounds himself with people who know what they're doing. And Boris is the opposite. He surrounds himself with just yes men, yes women. Like, look at Liz Truss.
Yeah.
Like somebody who was allegedly a Remainer, and then as soon as Brexit arrived, I'm fully on board the Brexit bus. Chris Ryan, thank you so much for that super chat. I think this period of history will be known as the Eton mess. I think it was Graham also said Britain has an Eton disorder.
An eating disorder. He also referred to was it England as Wankland if Scotland leaves.
Wangland.
Wangland, is it? I misheard that one.
So, how would you describe, or what would the flag of Wangland be?
A giant penis. What else would it be? A couple of hands. You got to be careful, though. You got to make sure you get the right way up.
Yeah. Ed did well when it was way too late. Yes, Monkeytron says Ed did a great job, but it was a bit too late. Can both Dom and Bozo lose so the country can win? How do you see this playing out?
Oh, that's a difficult one, isn't it? Well, first of all, you got to get the people. Cummins is going to have to get the people to turn on Boris first. I don't see that happening yet. I don't think they're ready to let go. Just like Farage, it's that kind of popularity, that kind of character, good or bad. It's just. I think it's going to just fizzle out. Personally.
Do you think the Dyson thing is going to harm him?
Yes. I don't think people care. If I'm honest, I don't think that. I think the kind of people, the Conservative Party that they used to, people used to vote for the Conservative Party would be relatively, businessmen and what have you, because obviously they're thinking about their business because they're the, of business. So wind. And but now, look at the people who are voting for Conservatives now. We've got the red wall seats all been lost, to the Conservatives. I don't mean to belittle people. These people they're not interested in politics. They just look at the headlines. They just look at the fluffy creature and blubbering load of stuff they think is funny, and you're not going to get them to turn against them in a hurry until they get hit in the pocket. And I think the only way that's going to happen is, I actually think that with Brexit, they're going to be hit so flipping hard with it, they're going to blame someone. First of all, they'll start blaming the European Union, and hopefully they realise, we've already left. How can it be them?
So, if you were giving advice to Keir Starmer and the Labour Party, what would you say?
He needs to start attacking. He's sitting too much on the fence. His attacks are actually quite lame. Even the other day when he was attacking them, which is the first time I've pretty much seen him do anything of late. But when I see it is that ever since he decided that he's not going to bring up anything regarding Brexit, he's just gone lame. He's like a lame duck, and it's just it's like someone's gone by the short and curlies, and you can't actually say anything. And it doesn't work like that. The people you're trying to appeal to, they love the one-liners. They feed off all that stuff. Yeah. They feed off that banter. It's building site banter is what it is, and they until you start. We got Brexit because they hit them hard, didn't they? They used tactics and stuff that people could relate to, words and phrases they could relate to. Get Brexit done, and because of these, catchy one-liners. Yeah, but it was Cummins who went out and met with the people and said, "Look, what do you think of this slogan? Get Brexit done. Yeah, we love that. Get Brexit over. No, not so much. Okay, get Brexit done. We'll go with that." It was all what do you call it? Case. I forget the term, but where they had people, they met with people, went into their homes, went into the community centres, asked them, what do you want? What would you like Boris Johnson to do? Finish Brexit, get rid of Brexit. Okay, get Brexit done. And they ran with that. Yeah. The Labour Party, I think, had too many policies. I agreed with their policies, but they just had too many, and they didn't have free internet. That didn't kind of work for me. No. The free internet, that was a bit of a lame one, really. It doesn't mean a lot to a lot of people, does it? Because it's so cheap anyway. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it's not going to change a lot of people's lives.
But I think they need to focus on one thing, like protect the NHS or jobs or education or something. They need to focus just on one thing and continually hammer away at it. Sorry?
Yeah, the fact I can see that the fact that they're selling off big chunks of it isn't helping at all, is it? Starmer really needs to hammer down on that one. Really, look what's been going on around London. Massive chunks of the general practitioners have been sold off to American companies.
Yeah, I covered that.
It's a start, isn't it? They've got a foothold. The company in London is 100% owned by an American company.
I agree. It has to be. Look at the amount of support people have. The ordinary people on the street. They have a huge amount of support for the NHS at this moment. Everyone, people were clapping, people were banging pots and pans. So people supported the NHS. You have to reinforce the idea that the Conservatives are selling it off. They're giving it away to the American corporations. This has to stop. Run stories about how people. I shared it on Twitter the other day. There was a guy in America who received a bill for 4 days in hospital of $38,000.
Yeah, there was a lot of that going on, wasn't there? And also, what's that, the electric as well, weren't they? They're getting massive electric bills.
Yeah, I think that was in Texas.
Yeah, Texas. But it's they do need to hit hard on that, obviously, but they just got to bring people on board. And if Starmer doesn't actually start asking the right questions and being a real critique, because he's capable. Starmer's capable. You can't get away from the bloke that's blooming clever. And when he does it, when he does actually have an attack line, he's quite good at it. He just needs a bit more passion.
I think he should drop a few.
Grey.
But I think he should drop a few F-bombs.
Yeah. Definitely.
Because I think what he'll do is people will listen, because people are not listening. If somebody, what the hell did he say? Then people will start talking about him, and then they'll start listening to him because they'll be listening for the next one. I think
all you hear about now is how he got kicked out of a pub.
Yeah.
And you don't hear the full story.
No, he was kicked out of the pub by a frigging COVID denier.
Yeah. But he was already invited by his other partner landlord.
I didn't know about that part.
Keir Starmer was invited in by Tim Perry.
Right.
The other landlords. There's a partnership. There's two of them. He was invited, but obviously that Rod guy.
Plonker all your life, Rodney.
Rodney. Rodders, yeah, he's the COVID denier. He's completely that nut job. He obviously didn't know that, but he was prepared for it. He knew it was coming.
So it was for show.
But could you imagine what that relationship is in that pub at the moment between those two landlords? Because the amount of squid they got on Twitter, the whole pub was pretty much. Was it was it not Raven? Was it
Raven? Yeah, Raven something.
Raven, was it?
We have another super chat from McFlood. It says, "What do you think of the media's blackout of the Tories? Failure to hold them to account? Is it possible for the Tories to lose the next general election?" So the next general election is in 2024. Do you think it's possible for them to lose it?
I think there is time. There's time for the Tories to lose, definitely, because everything's is coming to a head. Whether it be Brexit, whether it be all these PPE contracts, it's all come to a head. The Good Law Project is doing a good job there. They really are. So any super chats goes to them. Well, my bit anyway. So yeah, it's a difficult one. It's not really. It's still 3 years, 3.5 years, is it now? 3.5 years down the line, isn't it? So anything could happen between now and then. But when people start getting hit in the pocket, now I hate to admit it, but especially to my kids, because they live in England, and I don't want to, I don't want their lives to be any tougher than what they already are. But I do believe the only way we're going to get anywhere in their alignment with the European Union is to, for the United Kingdom to fall flat on its face. I really do believe that. People start getting hit in the pockets, and they realise the only way to rectify their finances, or the fact their lives are shit and they were shit before, and hopefully they'll realise that it wasn't the European Union to blame, and all these everything they were told was lies.
If you look back in the late 1960s, early 1970s, when the UK joined in the first place, it was because of the economic situation. It wasn't for the sick man of Europe. No, just I wanted to say something about the election. If we actually look at polling before the rollout of the vaccine, the Labour Party were doing better than Boris Johnson. When the vaccine rollout began, the polling for the government went up. So I think what's going to happen is when the vaccine rollout finishes, unless Boris Johnson has something else up his sleeve, I think you're going to start to see the Labour Party gain again. But I think this is something that we were talking about on the stream with Phil on Wednesday. The Labour Party need to have a presence online. They don't have a presence online.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. They've got hardly any subscribers.
Yeah.
You've got more subscribers than they have.
I have more subscribers, which is insane. But the problem is that they need. This is something about YouTube. You need to be, as you know, you need to pump out material continuously. At least 2 or 3 videos a day, if you're able to do that, or at least even 1 video a day. But the Labour Party, they make a video once a week or once a month or something like that. You need to have a presence. I think something like this, they could have a Labour supporter, a Labour member do videos like we do.
Yeah.
And do interviews with Keir Starmer, interviews with
cross-party. Just do them cross-party.
Or cross-party ones. Why they don't have that, I don't understand.
It doesn't make any sense, does it? You had, what's it, I forgot a name now. Oh, and Jacob Rees-Mogg, didn't they? They had a bit of a... Labour lass. Oh, God, tip my tongue. Oh, Manchester.
I don't know.
Manchester. Or was. Anyway, they did a bit of a little documentary with them two together. It was like they were best buddies sort of thing almost at the end. But it's quite interesting to see how...
Jess Phillips.
Jess Phillips, that's it, Jess Phillips. Yeah, that's quite interesting to see how their lives, kind of... not just the difference, but the fact that effectively they were already very similar in the sense that they just want their family to be, have a good life and stuff like that, and rip off. Obviously, Jake Rees-Mogg just want to rip everybody off anyway behind the scenes, all in asset holding companies and offshore.
We just care about providing for our families. You want to provide food for your family. I want to provide millions of pounds in offshore bank accounts for my children.
And cheap Jews for peasants.
We have Derek. Thank you so much, Derek, for that super chat. Do either of you have any thoughts on the idea of Johnson calling an early election? Well, I'll go first, and then I'll let you. Then you'll let you answer all shorts. No, I don't think so, because unless I think the problem for Johnson is that it's his support basically at the moment is not because of Brexit. COVID is covering a lot of the problems of Brexit. I think his support base at the moment is because of the rollout of the vaccine. And Sugar-Free mentions, just above you, says completely correctly that the rollout is thanks to the NHS. Unfortunately, Boris Johnson is taking the I can't think. Sorry?
Like the kudos?
Taking the kudos, yeah. He's taking the glory for that, sorry. He was taking the glory for that. And it's the NHS that has succeeded here, not the government. They've succeeded despite the government. So I don't, unless he's going to call an election in the next month or two, I don't think he's going to do it. But we're going to have to see how it goes. But I don't see him calling an early election. What do you think, All Shorts?
I don't think he will, to be honest. He's in too much of a good place at the moment. Maybe a little bit further down the line because obviously the cases in the UK are diminishing fast now, aren't they? Because the vaccination programme is doing very well because they don't want to give any vaccines abroad. Actually, I don't know if you saw that. Did you see the WHO criticising the UK for not actually giving out any
No, I didn't see that.
Nationalism, what have you. He was quite angry, to say the least. But yeah, no, I don't think he's going to. No, I don't think he's going to do that. No, I don't think it's in his interest to do it. Not yet. Maybe later, but not yet. If he starts.
Yeah. And also, I think he's going to wait until at least after the Scottish elections, because we're going to have to see. I think that could actually have an impact if the election goes really badly for the Tories. So if the Tories don't win any seats or don't pick up any more seats, if the SNP win a pretty good majority, it's going to be embarrassing for the leader of the Conservatives in Scotland, and he's probably going to be replaced. It's not going to be good for Boris Johnson either. And then there's going to be a bit of a back and forth between Sturgeon and Johnson. And I don't think Johnson would want to have an election at that stage. Probably now would be, I think now would be the best time, because there's so much support for the Conservatives. But he can't call an election in the middle of COVID, because that's what he's saying. That's what he's criticising the SNP for. Sorry?
You call another election, you're likely to get a load more cases as well, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Glasgow Kiss, thank you so much for that super chat as well. Can we talk about both of your pardons for wearing at least one possible clothing and all shorts bit chopper?
What?
My wearing at least one piece clothing.
That's secret.
The mankini, so we can't get away from the mankini.
You promised you'd keep that private. I talk about not that chopper. Well, I talk about that chopper. It could be.
He didn't specify, so. We have a super chat from. Thank you so much. So we have a super chat from Bogdan. Hi Max. Hi all shorts. Hi mods and everyone else. I think Stormer needs some good social media management, or a good social media manager. They have the damn funds. Why not hire a pro? They could actually hire Dominic Cummings. He's free at the moment. Dominic Cummings will work for money. He doesn't care about the Conservatives. That would be funny, yes. I don't see them doing it, but it would be.
Wouldn't that be a stab in the eye, wouldn't it? To the Conservatives. You give them enough money. The only thing is, the Labour Party don't have enough donations, do they? So all the big donations that go to the Conservatives.
Yeah. But it would be
the top list of donations to the the top to the parties. I think you've got one Liberal Democrat in that list, but there's no Labour.
No,
I think it's the top 30 or whatever. It's top 30 biggest donators into the Conservative Party.
Vicky says no. Jess Phillips is from Birmingham.
Oh, Birmingham. I know it's somewhere up there.
For
a long while.
Why do you think people, the ordinary people on the street, don't have a problem with all these donations? Like, for me, it's a huge problem.
It's massive.
I can't understand how people are okay with a party receiving massive donations, because why do they think James Dyson gives money to the Conservatives? Because he likes Boris Johnson's hair?
No, because he gets phone number.
Yeah. But the NHS nurse doesn't get his phone number. A homeless person on the street doesn't get his number. Even a small business, even a fisherman who thought Brexit they'd get Brexit done, didn't get Boris Johnson's number.
Mm.
I struggle to understand how people are okay with that.
I think they've been fed.
Yes.
They've been fed these one-liners, and you've got to remember where they're getting their news from. And they're going on to that, or they get their news from Facebook or the newspapers, and they've been fed by algorithms, stuff that they want to hear. And it's just been drip, 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 drip. That's why we had Brexit in the first place, isn't it? It's just been a long time of negative thoughts being driven into the heads, hate, basically. And they just can't relate to it. They just don't, obviously if you've got a couple of brain cells, you'd understand, wouldn't you? You pull your pockets out and there's nothing there, open your wallet up and there's nothing there, and then you have, so-and-so just got a bung on, or even Boris Johnson with his 150 grand wage, it's which is pittance, and there's 250 grand from the Telegraph, whatever it is, that's just a drop in the ocean.
I did a video on I think it was John Redwood. I think it's John Redwood, or it was another. Yeah, it's another. There's another one writing for the Express.
Oh, him as well.
Yeah,
It's so stupid.
but he was writing for the Express, and I went through all of the. So he was paid £400. I think it was John Redwood, but it was paid £400 on this day for this article. Then he was paid £300 for this article. Then £200 for this article. £700 for this article. And I was like, okay, why is he a politician? He's working for the Express.
That's moonlighting, isn't it? Plain and simple.
But how is this permissible?
It shouldn't be. Yeah, if you
like, you're a politician.
Yeah,
that's your job. Like, you know, for example, you can't be a police officer and work on the side.
They're not allowed to do moonlighting, are they? So why are they?
And their earning was at £70,000-80,000 at least a year.
But then you got the likes of Bill Crothers and various others who were working as a civil servant, and there they are setting companies up while they were still a civil servant on behalf of Lex Greensill.
Yeah.
You know, it's just. I think to pick off the top of the head. I think trying to actually understand this and trying to have a reason with it is just not possible. I don't really think you can. I think you've got to look at a really simplistic view.
Yes.
But the people they're relating to, it sounds rude, but they are a little bit simplistic.
No, it's true. No, as you said before, it's people who just read the headline and that's enough for them. Bogdan, once again, thank you so much, Bogdan. All Shorts, are you considering joining Max's Mankini cult?
Oh, God,
you can be the Mankini lads.
Where do they get Mankini from? I bet they're on Amazon, aren't they?
I'm sure you can.
Card thing stretched over it, or will they be rolled up?
No, I think they're rolled up into a smaller.
Yeah.
Well,
only of you already got.
And then I have to sign for them when they arrive. Let me read some more of the chats. 80,000 is MP's salary, so it wouldn't be that. Bogdan again, thank you so much, Bogdan. Don't have VAPs. Your chance to get Bojo number 0. I don't have BAP, so I can't get Bojo's number.
All you need is a bunny rabbit.
Yeah.
of bunny hugging.
Bunny hugging rabbit. See, this is the problem with Boris Johnson as well. That's what people remember. The bunny hugging. Yeah. They don't remember anything else.
No. The headlines are just swamped with all this sort of stuff, and the detail, the stuff that's important, doesn't matter. Just like the Russia report's been pretty much brushed under the carpet.
Yeah, it's
to be dealt with.
Recently, he was talking about sandpapering the Northern Ireland Protocol.
I used to sandpaper wood. Never tried a protocol before. I'll have to give that a go one day.
But once again, that's the thing. The people listen. Oh, he's going to sandpaper the protocol.
But when he said, bunny hugging, he cut his face. What I just said, it's like he didn't realize at the time until he said it that the people that he's talking to wouldn't understand it, wouldn't understand the culture, wouldn't understand the comedy in it, or it's just they can't relate to that sort of stuff. You know, it almost it just the look on his face is just like, shit, what have I just said? I'm going to be held across the coals for this one, and he certainly is.
Of bunny hugging.
People don't personally see political corruption in their own living room, bedroom, bathroom, garden, letterbox, their bank statement. So they don't. So they can ignore it. If motivated to ignore already, yes.
I agree with that. I think people are just too busy with their lives. They just want to get on with their lives. They want, like I said earlier, they just want to feed their kids and keep the roof over their heads. They're not vested into politics. It's only when it starts really directly affecting your lives you start taking an interest. People understand.
And that's why I think like Keir Starmer and the Labour Party need to go to the communities that are affected by Brexit and say this is the consequence. Boris Johnson said they don't even need to make it complicated, but keep it simple. Boris Johnson promised your life would get better. Is it better? No. Then vote for us, we'll try and make it better. We're not going to make it worse.
They also need to be relatable and likeable.
Yes.
I know we all hate Boris Johnson, but for the people who voted for him, he is likeable. He is relatable. I don't know why, but he just is. He's just this bumbling, cuddly fool that does all these stupid stunts and hanging off cranes and running down the street with man boobs. You know? Sorry.
So is there anyone within the Labour Party that could compete with that? John Prescott?
No. I don't actually think there is there?
Although maybe that's not the right approach.
What? No, not you have to be kind of. You don't have to go and get your boobs out, do you? No, you don't have to do that. Jog down the street with weird shorts on that look like there's underwear. You don't need to do that. But you just.
Somebody said Andy Burnham.
Someone like Jess Phillips, to be honest, you mentioned her earlier. At least she's someone who's relatable. If you're talking about red wall seats, what have you, she is relatable.
What about Andy Burnham?
I think I'd want him to trim his eyebrows first. Yeah, to be honest, he held his ground, didn't he? When he needed that money.
Yeah, he stood up to the government.
Yeah, he did hold his ground there, to be honest. But they did get him out of the short and curlies in the end. But at least he did get part way there, didn't he? He's got some balls, isn't he? To be fair.
Somebody said bring back Corbyn.
No. I'm actually quite. In some ways, I liked Corbyn. In other ways, I don't think he was right. He wasn't the personality that the Labour Party needs. You need somebody you can relate to and like.
Yes.
You need somebody you can love. You want to hug him and stuff. You know, bunny hugging and all that. But he's just Yeah, no, I don't think Corbyn. I think that ship has sailed. Yeah, just like
it's sunk actually. And Tony Blair, bringing back Tony Blair is probably not an option either. We're seeing some names in the chat. David Lammy. What do you think about David?
Oh, that's a good one. David Lammy, definitely. He's the one. I think, yeah, definitely. He's just a really nice bloke.
Yeah.
And he talks a lot of sense as well.
And he's a bit of a firebrand as well. He doesn't take any shit, so
he doesn't. And he's fighting the black cause, Black Lives Matter, the cause. He's really done a good job there, to be fair.
Somebody says,
could we have James O'Brien?
Sorry?
Could we have James O'Brien? Could he join?
Yes. But then he was privately educated, so.
Oh, no, that's no good. Graham wouldn't like that.
Graham wouldn't like that. I don't think the racists would vote for David Lammy. Because we need the racist vote. Boris Johnson has the racist vote.
Now, father.
And you know why that is, don't you? You know why they hate them all.
Come here, taking our jobs and our women.
I love Father Ted.
Oh, it's brilliant, isn't it? He's gone now, isn't he? A few years ago.
Yes.
Was it a heart attack he died of?
He died of a heart attack, yeah, back in 1990. I remember hearing about it on the radio, and I was in shock for the whole day. I couldn't believe that he had gone.
So it seemed all a bit sudden, and lots of Rene, he died of a heart attack, didn't he, as well? Hello, that was a heart attack. Again, he was a bit chunky, a bit like John Candy.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, I'm gonna die of a heart attack. I'm fat. It's not even that was the alcohol. That's the problem in France. The alcohol is so flipping cheap. I mean, you can get quite a drinkable bottle of French wine for about €2.
Yes, and same here in Italy. When I first arrived here, I remember I went to a small village and they had. I should have taken a photo at the time. They had they call it inoteca, where the local producers sell the wine directly to the public, and they had petrol pumps. It was like a petrol pump nozzle that you'd put inside a large container, and you just fill up. Yeah, and you just fill up your wine like that, and you'd pay €1.50 or €2 a litre. Yeah,
you go there with like your 5 litre water containers and go and fill them up, and that's like some stupid like 70 centimes per litre or something silly than the cav. Because you got the obviously you got the supermarkets and stuff like that, but then you get like the wine merchants and the cavs, and there's various, they're all peppered around all over the place, usually in some barn somewhere. It's quite cool. We've got one just we just got one about 5 kilometres down the road. And it's literally attached to the house.
Wow.
And they've got all these big barrels and stuff, and then you just go in there and you can fill them up, or they bottle it as well. Got a choice really. But why would you have a bottle when you have this right old wino, aren't you? Then you come out of a big old 5 litre container and sit on an old park bench with a brown paper bag. You're well away.
That's the thing. That's the thing. I think the way to you don't see. Do you see drunk teenagers in France?
No. You do. Don't get me wrong. There is alcohol problem here as well because it's so flipping cheap. But you don't get. I'll tell you the difference here. Me and Caroline, we noticed this. We go to the supermarket. You get the kids hanging outside the supermarket. They open the blooming door for you. That's the difference. They actually get the way they open the door. They'll help you. In England, you think you're going to get mugged. A bit like Barcelona, I suppose.
Mm. The same here, yeah. But it's I think it's the introduction of alcohol to the children at an early age, not to make it something mysterious or something to be some forbidden fruit. I think the introduction of it at an early age changes the approach to it.
I think it does, but also the parents are held responsible for their children. So the parents do not take any shit here, to be honest. They really don't. And then even my daughter, and that she's so soft with her kids, I don't necessarily think it's the right approach. I don't mean you got to hit them or anything like that, but you do need to teach them right from wrong. You know, if a kid works, is far. Say for instance, the parents are farmers, whatever. They're on the farm by they're 7 years old. It's like no, seriously. Didier, just down the road here, he's got 2 sons. When we first came over here, the youngest one was 7, and he was driving a teleporter. I don't know what a teleporter is. It's like a big forklift with the arm that comes out the front.
Yeah.
Walks on.
For lifting bales, hay bales.
Exactly. Yeah, and they would be driving around here. 7 years old. He must have platform shoes or something.
Does he give way?
Not really, no. You can't see at the top. They're a bit bigger now, but me and Cal, they can't be right. There's no way they're insured. Usual things, as a brick go through your head. No, they can't.
No, of course not.
But it's just how it is here. You just have to accept it, Besides, they've got guns, so you don't like to say anything.
No.
or they'll just tip a load of cow muck in your driveway.
And how did your French neighbours feel about having a Brit living next door?
It's actually quite interesting, actually, because when I had the old camera up the bum and what have you, and in France, you don't get wards, you get rooms, and there's two beds to a room, and I was in there with a French guy, and this French guy happened to own a Intermarché. Intermarché is like the supermarkets in France. He had an Intermarché in a little place just up the road there, Saint-Mathieu, and I asked him that exact question. I said, "What do you feel about the Brits being here?" He spoke perfect English. At that time, my French was absolutely awful. It's terrible now, to be honest. And he said to me, "Well, if it wasn't for the Brits now that were here, we wouldn't have a business. We're growing because the British, the Dutch, and also Russians, they need the population for their businesses to survive. Our local school here, they wouldn't. That had to be shut. If it wasn't for the amount of British here, that would be closed." Because they don't have many kids in that school as it is, but they've still got to pay for the teachers. They've still got to, run the school itself. All those costs don't change. So it's and also even locally here, a little place up here called La Pomeruli, little old lady. She passed away last year actually, but she was saying if it wasn't for because where we are, we didn't know this at the time. There's about 20 to 30% English in this little town. Well, I'm in a little hamlet here, but the town and the area is about 20 to 30% English. They're not like the stereotypical kind of Spanish English, so-called expats. I mean immigrants. They're just different, totally different.
They integrate, yes.
They integrate. They go to all the soirees, French soirees and stuff now, Mills and Fritz and stuff like that. It's just Anyway, this little old lady, she was saying it'd be dead here. She'd be there on her own, she reckoned. If it wasn't for the fact that there was the English there and the other nationalities as well as the French, she'd be quite lonely.
So this is something. Yeah, this is something so beautiful about the European project. Is that
exactly.
You can move there, you can start a life there. You're not stuck where you are, and this is something that I'm really angry about. Look, it doesn't affect me, but I feel angry for British people who were convinced, no, we need to vote to end that. We need to end freedom of movement.
Yeah, it's going back to what I was saying earlier, though, regarding the locals here. The other thing that they liked about the influx of people isn't just that they're English, but just people, is that without there being people here, their children be moving to the towns. They'll be moving to the Rouen, Paris, Limoges, and places where they can get work, because there'll be nothing here. But because there's a population here, it's a very small population, but it's enough to keep industries running. We've got just in our town here, Severe, there's a factory there that makes chairs and seats for aeroplanes, and all the bits and pieces that go inside, aeroplanes. And it's really, really busy. It's like one of the biggest industries in this area. And then we've got the ceramics. If you heard of Limoges ceramic, Limoges pottery is very famous. That's still going. And then we've got San Juan, who makes gloves. They even made gloves for Donald Trump. They have.
One of the wettest we've ever seen from the standpoint of water.
What? I don't know what you're trying to say there, but
it was about flooding. Oh no, it was about hurricane, I think.
Yeah, but that same argument could be put towards the immigration in the United Kingdom. We need immigration.
We saw what happened when they couldn't get people to pick fruit and vegetables.
Yeah, exactly.
Pick fruit they had to bring people in from Romania to pick the fruit because they couldn't get British people to do it.
You've got an aging population in the United Kingdom. You've got a lowering sperm count. Well, it's true. They've done, epidemiologists have done, examined it, what have you, and they reckon by 2045 we're all going to be infertile. I'll put mine in the freezer. It does work like that, doesn't it? But yeah, it's if we're not going to be able to propagate, fornicate, you can still fornicate, can't you? But maybe not productive fornication. You look what happened in China with their one-child policy over there. Now they've got a problem. They haven't got enough youngsters to look after the old. The same thing is happening in England.
Or they have a different problem. They have a lot of men and very few women, and a lot of, let's say, built-up tension within these men is not a very good idea to have when you have a one-state, a one-party government. So it's looking for trouble, I think. Just want to read some more comments. Brexiteers would or should be very proud of and inspired by GDR with its Berlin Wall. People keep people shut in the dark as much as possible. Yeah, I've said this before. The Brexiteers would like, not all Brexiteers, but a lot of them would like to turn the UK into a European North Korea, completely blocked off. Don't allow other languages to be spoken. One party state. Look, I'm not exaggerating. I think something similar. They would like, the types of people who were saying that we should have Nigel Farage as Prime Minister, even if he can't win a seat in Parliament.
It's just absolute madness. I don't know where you go with this, to be honest. It's just. Do you think things are going to get better in the future? Do I think they're going to get better? I think that's an omelette and egg situation. You can't make an omelette without breaking some eggs until we've broken those eggs, and they're completely smashed on the floor. I don't think we're going to rise from the ashes like a phoenix. Basically, I think it's become intrinsic. It's become a part of people. This attitude towards others, any race or creed, has become too how do I say it without sounding racist? Well, it's just nasty rhetoric. For instance, I did a little video about this years ago, a while back, a few weeks ago, though, or months. My daughter, this is just one story. My daughter was on the bus with her boyfriend, who is Nigerian, and at the time they had not three now, but they had two little black children, and they're on the bus, as a couple, as a little family, and this old woman approached him and says, "You're disgusting," referring to, because for obvious reasons. And it's just, you think to yourself, at the time, you can imagine, at the time you're probably in a bit of shock. You think about it afterwards and you think, oh, God, I want to say something. I need to say something. You don't know what to say at the time. You just think, you're confronted with this and you just can't believe anybody would say such a thing. And Ken, he's come over, like I say, from Nigeria. He's done his education. He's got degrees and what have you, and he basically cracks software now to see, tries to break it. See if there's problems with it.
Yeah, testing it or.
Yeah, that's it. And that's what he does. And he's got people working for him now, and he ain't been here that long. I think he's been here for about 5 years now. And he's managed to achieve that in 5 years. He's earned a packet, and he's brought up on a farm. What does it take living in I obviously I know how they live over there. It's not much more than a shack. And they've got what little electric they have is on a generator, and half the time it isn't working. And it's just his father's got a little farm, what have you. The kids have to work the farm and stuff. The girls do their, it's very sexist. He's a little bit of a misogynist, to be honest, but he's a lovely guy. Apart from that bit.
But you can work on that. You can work on that.
His heart's in the right place. He's very religious, though. I have to admit, it's very Catholic, and that I find really painful because I say all the wrong things. I'm a bit of a blurter. Yeah, I'm. Yeah, you don't take me home to meet the mother. Actually, to be honest, Caroline's mother, it took her years to understand being, because her mum's one of these people. She's actually she's very bright, but she gets on the defensive, like a lot of these people do who have that kind of mentality. Get on that defensive. You feel like you're on the attack all the while. All of them are having a bit of fun with them. I mean, it's having a bit of a laugh. A bit of building a slight banner, and it took years to understand. Well, it get me. You know what I mean? But there you go. Say the V. Some people like me, some people don't.
But I think the point you brought up about how the woman would say that was disgusting. But if the husband had been a French guy or a white guy, even just to say a white guy who was lazy, that would be okay. Yeah. But she just looked at the color and said, "Well, this is wrong." Exactly.
Yeah, and the fact they had children as well. It's soul destroying sometimes, to be honest. When you hear all these little stories she tells you, we're not there. When we came over to France, she came over with us with Stefan's son as well, and they went back to England because they were struggling to make hay here, and so they went back and started working over there, and Yaz started getting her qualifications and what have you, went to college, and then she met Ken. And now all she said to be as a baby maker, Catholic. But it's just a different mentality, and he has got this drive to improve, and he was very fortunate. Even though his father was a farmer, he did drum into his head about education. I sound like Tony Blair then, yeah. But and it paid off. He does have to get a visa here now. It took him absolutely ages to get, and he hasn't got a passport anymore because they lost it. And he has to get his passport from Nigeria. So you can imagine with the palaver there. And then we had obviously COVID. It's not so he can just fly back and get a new one, get a replacement. It's really complicated anyway. But I just think this racism is just too endemic. And I think it was always there. It's just that Brexit just brought it all to the surface, and this hatred, for others, anyone who's different. When you get the likes of Boris Johnson when he's in China saying things like, he's been here too long, he gets slitted eyes and stuff like that. It's just, people, they kind of they give him they clap and applaud him, and I think he's great. I don't understand it. I really don't.
Do you think it's a bit like Trump, where they gave people a license to act worse than they would normally do?
Yeah, definitely. It's just brought to the surface. It's made it acceptable. It's now acceptable to be a racist and freedom of speech and all that sort of stuff. Well, people don't understand there are rules around freedom of speech. You can't just say anything you like. Although I do in my videos. I've got this thing about law of the land and the Brexit. European Court of Justice, they can't get me. Thank God for Brexit.
Okay, guys, we're almost at 2 hours, so we're going to wrap it up in a moment. I'll just read some comments here. It says Farage says the EU is bad. That's why I have a job in the EU. This is something I loved about Brexiteers would say, like, we need to leave the EU because it's undemocratic, and then they would say, then I would say to them. And then I'll continue. Then I would say, well, Nigel Farage was elected to the European Parliament. So how is it undemocratic if Nigel Farage was elected to the Parliament? The people were saying we need to leave the Parliament, we need to leave the European because it's undemocratic. And the people are telling you we're democratically elected using a proportional representation system, not first past the post.
It's democratic. The European Union is democratic. It's more democratic than them a lot.
Yeah.
Look at the Lords. That's not democratic. It's talk about hypocrisy. It's ludicrous. It's just people don't understand how it works.
Tom says Boris made England great again. Lee, thank you so much for that super chat. I used to work with a Nigerian guy. His dad wanted his kids to get degrees, so he got a degree. So he wasn't asking them to do something he couldn't.
Brilliant.
I think there's maybe an idea that I'd like my children to do better than myself.
Yeah, definitely. That's a bit like my missus, really, because she didn't get much of an education and what have you. She's not stupid. She's got a lot of common sense, even though common sense isn't that common. But we've always said we want to make sure our kids got a better education than what we did. Okay, I've got a degree in photography. I know it's not related to brickwork and stuff like that, but I did my bricklaying and my dad taught me woodwork, to be honest. But and I trained as an electrician and stuff like that. So very hands-on sort of skills. But our kids, like for instance, McWayne, he's got a degree in history, what have you. Matthew's got a degree. I can't remember what they're in now, culture and stuff and other. Yasmin, she's now doing her degree. And Darren, he's got a degree and also he's qualified nurse. So Stefan's just Stefan. He's too much like me. Poor sod. So you got to want better for your kids, haven't you? Really, anyway, everyone wants their kids to do better than what they are. Really, they must do, surely.
But it is more difficult now, I think, with the gig economy and house prices and things like this that are making it. It's more and more difficult. I just want to read some more chats before some more comments before we go. So Dominic Cummins is coming out with the truth at last. Yes, maybe it's the truth. Because you have one liar on one side and you have another liar on the other side. Who do you believe? Every time Boris Johnson speaks, it's a violation of the riot laws. Okay, I recently watched the V again. I wonder if Guy Fawkes, V for Vendetta, I imagine. Guy Fawkes has the right idea. I think he does.
Could we do that? Could we tunnel underneath Westminster? Would that work?
How many barrels? Was it 200 barrels he had of gunpowder?
Didn't do any favours, did it? It gives a bit of history of my history. My name's Ket, and I'm one of the last. There might be others, but as far as I know, according to my grandfather, who's gone now, I'm one of the last Kets from Robert Ket, and Robert Ket held Norwich to he basically held Norwich within the walls in 1549.
Wow.
And all over land taxes, boundary taxes. And he was a major landowner. He pretty much owned most of the land around Norwich and Mousehold, going right up to you even know the North Walsh and what have you. So it's like thousands and thousands of hectares of land. But he was a tanner. So these people would be going around collecting poo and dog pee and stuff. Tan the leather. But yeah, he was drawn and quartered in the end. He hid in an oak tree, a hollowed oak tree. The tree's still there. It's full of concrete now, mind. But so you don't try and hide now because it won't work. But he hid in a hollowed oak tree for about 3 days until the German mercenaries found him, and then he got hung, drawn, and quartered outside, and hung outside of Norwich Castle. Bit of history, sort of.
Something I hope does not happen to Jacob Rees-Mogg or Boris Johnson or Nigel Farage. Scott's Dog, thank you so much for that super chat. Baby Sham is toxic. It even makes Lecoq sick. Give it up, Max. You can relax and draw, and I'll drawl up your coccyx.
I can't see that on the super chat.
It's on the super chat. It should appear on the chat in a moment. I support the UK. Support the UK. Buy a unicorn. Oh, okay, guys. Okay, so I want to say we're going to end it here. Thank you so much for coming on All Shorts. It was great. Truly appreciated. I want to say thanks to everyone who's come on the stream tonight.
I haven't lost too many subscribers.
Sorry?
I hope you haven't lost too many subscribers.
No. I think I'd like people to support also. All Shorts. You check out his channel. He has amazing videos every day, and he uses that. And I love his soundboard. Kippa.
Kippa.
Thank you for that. So thanks also to the moderators, done a fantastic job, and then thanks very much to everyone who has sent a super chat. Also check out the two charities, the Good Law Project and the Irish Seal Sanctuary, Sea Rescue. Sorry. Yes?
Seals. There's a seal in the River Wensum in Norwich. Inland. There's been spotted 3 days ago.
I hope
swimming
it's
around in the River Wensum, which is the freshwater.
That's interesting. So, dude, that's great. Thanks for that. Thanks for that news. So, guys, do check them out. Try and support them that way. Have a great weekend, everyone. I'll see you all next Tuesday. Same bat time, same bat channel, 9:30 British summertime. And as Boris Johnson always says, stay alert. Thanks once again to All Shorts. Have a great thanks for coming on. And anyone who's on Discord, remember you can support the channel by becoming a patron, and then you have access to Discord. We're going to have a post-stream chat, so you're more than welcome to join in. I hope All Shorts you can join too.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
Okay. See you all soon. Okay. All right. Thanks everyone. See you soon. Have a great weekend. Good night.
Thanks a lot. Take care. Bye bye. Ta ta.